Alright guys, I'm going to answer a couple questions on these videos. I didn't know I had an inbox, so I'm learning about this stuff every day. So if I haven't answered your question, if you had a question, I would explain it. And so let me put this guy's name on here. Cap Wad 08, I think. There we go. And I got you confused with another gentleman because I had two questions similar, you know, and he'd like to talk to me about building a 1915 engine, and he's got a Type 3 IRS suspension with an 03 automatic, and it's from a 73 Squareback. And this is where the confusion was coming from last night. And I talked to a guy, Robbie, and I thought he had the 03 automatic, and he had a stick shift automatic. But anywho, he wants to know if you can use the 1600 dual port case to build a 1915, or would a new case be better? The 03 is a really good training. It's a fairly strong transmission. You can rebuild them. The parts are available for them. They're fairly serviceable. I'd recommend just changing the filter on it, the fluid, and you'll probably be fine. As far as the 1950 goes with the stock case, I got a couple cases over here, and I'll show you the difference. Right here we actually have a 1915 case, and we're actually building this motor for a guy in the garage. And this is a Volkswagen case. It's an AH case. We've had it inserted. We've had it cut open for 94s. And the one thing I'll point out right away is you see the landing area here from where they've cut the cylinder. Whoever you get to cut your cylinders, you want to make sure they do a spot face on this surface after they cut the hole bigger. There's not a lot of support here, so you know, you want to spot face that so your cylinder has a nice landing to sit on, and you make sure all these little inserts are you know, faced so the cylinder will sit flat. The only problem with using a used case is you know, you don't know for sure the amount of heat cycles the case has been through. You're not really sure of the condition of the metal. You know, if the case isn't inserted, you're going to have it inserted. You're going to have the case machined for a bigger cylinder. 94 is what you're going to do if you want a 1915. The other thing that you'll have to upgrade is the crankshaft. You'll have to increase the amount of dowel pins on the crank, so that's something that'll have to be done. It's almost more critical the lighter the flywheel is, and being that you have a flex plate with the torque converter, it's pretty important to have that 8 doweled. So have said that, if we start with a used case, we're gonna have to pay probably, I think the going price is $80 to have the inserts put in there. You know, you figure $125 for a line bore, which I don't recommend. You figure you're gonna have the case board for the larger cylinders. That's gonna cost you another $100 or so, and then you're gonna have shipping to wherever you have to have it shipped to have it done. I recommend Remco or Brothers. There's a few other guys that you could look into, but those are the two most dependable, reputable people. And by the time you ship the case out to California and have all that machine work done, you're going to be probably in the $300 to $400 range. Now, this is the way I've been going more recently with the Volkswagen motors. This is an aluminum case. It's an aftermarket aluminum case. You can buy these from either MP or you can buy them from CB Performance. The MP cases, when you buy them from MP, they have a couple of issues with them that you have to address, and when you buy the case from CB Performance, those issues are addressed for you. You can tell by the construction of this case that it's a much beefier piece. You can see it's solid behind number 3 there. The back of the case is thicker. This case weighs about 25 pounds heavier or more than the factory piece. This case has no magnesium in it, so you can do mods on it. You can weld this case easier. These cases seem to hold up better as far as the squirm on the center mains and the longevity. I've been back into a couple of these and they seem to hold up very well. They do have some features built into them right from the factory. One of those would be their clearance for a stroker crank. You can see the landing difference here. This being the landing where the cylinder sits is a much thicker, much beefier setup, and it's much beefier if you grab it in here, you know, where the cylinder sits. So these cases move around a lot less. These are available in 10 or 8 millimeter stud configuration. This one happens to be 10. And this motor's for my bus. This is going to be a 2110 82 by 90 and a half. Now, like I said, if you buy the case from EMPI, you are going to have to do some modifications to the case or buy some spacers. And if you buy it from CB Performance, some of these issues are addressed. I don't know why this happens, but anytime you mass produce something, you know, you get quality issues, and this is one thing that I found on these cases. You want to throw the hardware away. If you put a magnet on this hardware, it'll barely pick it up off the ground. So I tossed the hardware and replaced it with some good nuts and some good washers. The other thing in the more critical area would be the lifter bosses need to be honed, so your lifters ride freely in the case. And this is another issue here, is the deck. The deck on the 1-2 side is machined further than the 3-4 side. You know, it would be better if it was the other way around. The compression's actually higher on the bad side of the case than it is on the, you know, side that runs cooler. The 3-4 side always runs cooler because of the oil cooler that's mounted to the top of the motor. That issue right there can be corrected either on a mill or with spacers is what I usually use. I have shims, and you know, you just have to add extra shim on this side. These cases are universal mount for either a bus or a car, so that's a good feature, and they do come full float. So I want to say you can get one of these cases for the $750 range. I think on a used case, you're gonna, you know, honestly, if you do all the machine work, put the inserts in, do the line bore, and all the stuff that's gonna have to happen there, you know, you're probably gonna be in the $350 to $400 range, plus the, you know, the price of the used case. Now, if you already have a case, you know, you won't have that cost to incur, but still, this is a much better foundation for you if you're looking for longevity. I would go this route, and the machine work's done for you. You know, we got a couple issues to correct, but all in all, you have something that you can start with, and it's going to be a much better piece just because it hasn't been run through all the fatigue cycles and this and that. And I'm not a big fan of line boring engine cases. I won't do it, you know. I have in the past done it, but it robs power from the case, and it changes the center line of the crank, and there's a thousand arguments, and there's people that will tell you different, but I like to go with what I know, and I think that's the best way over there for you. Like I said, the other thing that you're going to have to do is 8-dowel that crank, and 1915 is going to produce more power, you know, so the flywheel won't stay on the back of the motor. So I hope that answers your questions, and if it doesn't, you can give me a call, and I'll be glad to talk to you on the phone. And I'm sorry I got you confused with Robbie there, and I spoke with him last night, so I think I got him handled. So if you have any more questions, just give me a call, and I'll take care of you on that one. That one also has the 311 pickup there for the Type 4 or Type 3 dipstick, and that on the back of the case also. So Deja Vu, 70 Deja Vu. Let me give you this good news, guys. And I might break these videos up into 2 videos so they're not too long, but I'll try to get through these as quick as I can now. It says, hey guys, It's Anthony. Just told you just told me to give you an update. Last time we talked, anyway, he's letting us know that his son was born at 8:01 a.m. and he's happy about it, and that's cool, buddy. I'm glad everything went good. You know, there's nothing like the first kid. You know, it's definitely big. So congratulations to you and your wife on that one for sure. And a little video of the new YouTuber would be cool. So, and then we got Ham Bone here, and I think Andrea answered him on the 4-to-1 thing. You know, the 4 is the paint, your first column, your second column will be your hardener, and the third column would be the reducer if you choose to use it. The only product that we sell that's would be a 1-to-1 would be the base coat paint, which would be 1 part paint, 1 part reducer, and then the etch primer, which is 1-to-1. So there's pretty much a column on those cups for everything we sell there. So hopefully that helps you out. Mr. 513 Phil. Okay. And he's telling me thanks for commenting on his video. You guys check him out. They do some really cool work. He's in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I got his phone number here. I'm going to give him a call and talk to him, touch base with him, see what's going on. And he's a good guy. He's always got some really good videos. So check him out. And then Fireball 02 or Furball 02. He got his Harbor Freight stud gun. He had to go to 5 stores to find one, so those are a pretty popular item, and that's a good deal. I went to the pawn shop to pick that one up for New River Auto Repair, and the guy was giving me the jerk around on it. It was marked 109 a couple weeks ago. I offered the guy 80. They turned it down, so I went back in there, and I was going to offer him $100 for it or whatever, and they said it was 199 now. So he's antiquing that one a little longer, and yeah, so New River Repair, I did look in my catalog, and you know, if you're in a jam and you need one of those, I know I told you I could get that one for $100. I did look in there, and my cost on a brand new one, I can get one for you in the Moto brand, and I give it to you at my cost. It's $150 with the gun, the handle, the slide hammer, the pins, everything. So if you need one and I can't get that one from the pawn shop for you, let me know. And so I'm glad you got your stud gun, and hopefully that worked out for you. You can let us know how that works out. That'd be cool, because I know a lot of the guys want stud guns. And then that was Tommy. He sent me a message. Okay. And then Jake the Snake Films says he has a troll, and I think we all got them, man. You know, them trolls are thick out there, and sometimes they don't have much to do. Water and Airlines. Okay, this is a Water and Airlines, and this is me do it myself. That's a hard one when you're dyslexic to pronounce there. But me do it myself. He's asking, he said he has a 30-gallon Craftsman compressor, and he's put a Camel Holyfield or Holisfield air dryer on there, a desiccant filter, and you're still getting water when you use your DA and the sandblaster. Well, buddy, I did a video on this exact thing here. And the problem is when you use your DA, you know, you're forcing all that air into that little tank and then into the hose, and basically makes it makes water. You know, you're producing water because you're heating the air up so much running that compressor. It's running past its duty cycle when you're running the DA. Now, the only way you're going to eliminate this problem is if you're going to have to stay with a compressor that small, you might have to add an auxiliary tank. I've seen one of the guys in the garage, he made a video not too long ago. It was Val over in Australia, he has the same compressor setup that you do, and he was having the same issue. And what he did was he got an auxiliary tank, and he was able to let the little compressor pump both tanks up, and he's able to do some painting and some DAing that way. But the problem is that the compressor is having to run too much to supply those tools that you're using. That's why the water shows up when you DA. Even with a bigger compressor, you know, like my compressor is a 60 gallon, and if I DA all day, I'll have to drain the compressor and change the filter. Now the other thing that I would recommend is a toilet paper filter. They're relatively inexpensive. I use regular toilet paper in mine. I know a lot of the guys buy the actual filters for them, but they do seem to catch a little more water. The air has to go through that paper, and it does seem to capture the water a little better than the beads do. The beads seem to get saturated, and they now have the ability to pull the water out of the system, where the toilet paper, you know, can soak more water up. So try to add a little volume tank wise, and then if you can't do that, you're gonna have to do the toilet paper thing. But I think you're gonna keep having the problem until you get a little bigger compressor. Might be the thing to look for. So I hope that answered that question. And then we got Airplane 247 wants to know about some clear. Hi, I'm Charles. I'd like to know what kind of clears are good clears to use, don't cost a lot of money. I have a siphon or a siphon base coat that I'm using. Please let me know. All right, Charlie. All right, buddy. Well, we got a couple different clears. Now I'll have to get Andrew to email you the prices, but I know the cheapest clear we have, I think, would be the American Clear. And I've got a couple guys using that. It's actually a high solid 2-to-1 clear, so you get a gallon of clear and you get 2 hardeners, and you can add reducer to it, and it ends up giving you about let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7 quarts sprayable if you mix it 2-to-1 to 1. And some guys are liking that for the used cars because it comes out to about a little over $10 sprayable per quart. Now we got the 52 clear, which is a good clear. It's a medium solid clear. We have the 30 clear, which is a speed clear, and we also have a Refinish Solutions clear. So your cheapest clears would be the Refinish Solutions or the American. I know the Refinish Solutions, I've sold a lot of that, and I've got it on some cars that are 3-4 years old and it's still holding up. So if you could, I can send you a price sheet and some literature if you'd like. Just let me know. Send me another email and I'll get that stuff out to you. It's about the tranny there. It's about the water in the lines. 265 Chevy. Buddy, just give me a call whenever you can, and I'll talk to you on the phone, Hanson. And I answered Hambone. 70 Deja Vu. We heard that he had a kid, so that's cool. Everything worked out good there. And I think I got into the reducer and the thinners, but I'll go ahead and hit on that real quick for Hambone. Thinners usually be referred to as like a wash thinner, lacquer thinner type thinner. Reducers are usually what you put into a paint, urethane reducer, enamel reducer. So usually your reducers are what you put into a paint, and thinner is usually what you wash your gun with, or thin lacquer primer. So, and if you're going to use lacquer primer, you want to make sure that you get a decent quality thinner and not use a hot wash thinner, because it can lift your body work and cause you some issues. So hopefully that answered all those questions, and if I missed anybody, I apologize. And Tommy Shoe, hopefully you saw that video I made for you, and I took it down because I thought you viewed it, and hopefully you did. Hopefully you didn't miss that one. And I guess that's about it. This one's gotten a little long, 19 minutes. Check that out. Got my certificate there, you know. My EPA training certificate. So yeah, it's lunchtime and cooling off in the air conditioning. It's been raining every day here, and it's been pretty rough the last couple days. And I got some pictures here. Somebody wanted to see the Nova. Oh, this is the only picture I have of the Nova from when it was together, red. So there's that. I don't know how good that'll show up in here. It's a little dark, but that's what we're shooting for. And I don't know if it'll be red. And then somebody wanted to see the hardware in the arm, and I did find these for somebody. So there you go. There's the steel. There's the screws. There's your bone graft there that didn't take. That's the big bump on the side of mine. You see where that screw pushed that piece out there. So there you go. There's the hand. It was broke off at the top there, and then down at the towards the forearm. So fun day there. I think I got a couple more of those. I just recently found these bad boys. There's another view. So there's little screws sticking up. You can see they're pretty close to the surface of the skin there, and you know, they go through the muscle, and that shit hurts, man. Every time it rains or gets cold out. There's some more. So you know, that's why I don't make the videos when it's cold or rainy out. And I've fallen behind a little bit, guys, I know, but I'm doing the best I can. And there's another picture of the gnarly. So I don't know. Yeah, you can see that one screw right there is sort of, ooh, there we go, right there. Yeah. So holding that chunk in. So that's what we got there, and hopefully I got all those questions answered. I'll go ahead and load this up, and I tried to answer some on that latest video so I wouldn't have to do this answering a question video stuff, but so hopefully that answers some questions. And then I got one more here. Oh, okay, this guy wants to know how to split the quarter panel seam, and it's a pain in the ass, man. I'll tell you what, that was the hardest job I ever did. I don't know if I like the idea of splitting it in the drip rail like that. You know, I was talked into doing it that way. Normally I do it in the windshield post and in the heater duct, because I mean, if you're gonna put heater channels in anyway, it's much cleaner to cut it there. You got no none of that welding, man. I mean, you know, you're talking about hours and hours of welding to put all that together, and to section that piece out of there was it was a real pain in the ass. Now what I did was I just split the drip rail at the quarter panel seam, and once you cut it there, you know, basically what you're doing is you're putting a slice in it. You can grab that with a pair of pliers and start working that piece over. Once you get the seam that's folded halfway over on the front half, fold it out straight, you'll have to go on the back side and drill the spot welds out, because there's some spot welds that hold the quarter panel to the actual door jamb. And so you'll get your seam peeled back, and then the quarter will be in there, and it actually has a flange on it that sits in there that seam lays over the top of. And once you get the seam peeled back, you'll see the spot welds. And it's not a real fun job. So if you want, you can call me on the phone, and I can try to go out to a car and give you a little better explanation, you know. And so give me a call if not, and we'll go over it that way, buddy. So all right, I hope that answered everybody's questions, and I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off and upload this video, and you guys have a good one.